Hello everyone and happy Transfer Tuesday. Transfer Tuesday is the day of the week where we move our money in the right direction, no matter what our financial goals are or the amount that we can afford. So you could be paying off debt, saving money, or investing, and you can do any amount that you can afford to for the week. So that could be $1 or thousands of dollars. If you want more information about Transfer Tuesday, definitely check out my description box and I go over it in a little bit more detail there. Now, every single week I do sit down and film a Transfer Tuesday, and I always make a transfer on Tuesday, but I also make transfers throughout the week and like to mention everything that has happened over the last week in regards to my financial goals. Now that I'm done with my debt-free journey, I am primarily focusing on investing, and that's what the focus of these Transfer Tuesday videos have been. So I have two investments to share that have occurred over the last week. The first thing would be my 401k contribution because I got paid on May 15th. I actually got paid earlier. So I logged into my bank account on Saturday and noticed that I had already gotten paid on the 13th, which was kind of odd because the 15th fell on a Monday, which is typically when they would do it. But I don't know what happened there. That's fine with me. I was able to see that come through. And I need to look at the numbers because things are a little bit different now. This was my first paycheck since getting promoted. Because of this promotion, I did get a 12% pay increase and my paycheck increased by about $200. And then of course, because I got the pay increase, I am now contributing more to my 401k because it's still at 6% and then my company matches that. So when I got paid, I contributed $176.40 from my paycheck, then my company matched that for a total of $352.80. Now, I did go ahead and this isn't something I typically talk about, definitely not on a Transfer Tuesday, just because it goes into a little bit more detail than I've ever spoken about with my 401k. And that's not for any particular reason, but with the 401k, this is the first 401k I've ever had. When I started at my company, I decided to go with the traditional 401k. That's still staying the same. I just prefer to do that as of right now. But as far as my portfolio goes, what I decided to do when I first joined was just to do the riskiest option that Guideline offers. So Guideline is where we have our 401k with my company, and I just went with the riskiest option. They were actually suggesting like something a little bit less risky, but I just wanted to go to the riskiest. So I think it was like 94% stock, 6% bond, and then those stocks were invested through a bunch of different Vanguard funds. However, the other day I decided to switch things up, but when I made this change, I did not know that all of my investments would switch over to be investing into this. I didn't expect for everything to change, but that's fine. I am fine with what I changed everything to. The reason that I wanted to switch up what I'm investing in is because it was primarily VTSAX. So I had like 54% going into VTSAX. I was like, cool. But then the more that I thought about it, it's like I kind of want to switch things up a little bit because I have VTSAX for my whole Roth IRA. So I decided to see what was available through Guideline, and I decided to go with two more riskier but higher growth index funds, and then I kept which one is it? Total Bond Market. Okay, so let me just go through these. So I decided to switch to 50% VFIAX, which is Vanguard 500 Index Fund Admiral shares. This is like the S&P 500, nothing crazy there. That's still a very diversified index fund, and I am happy to put 50% to that. I did decide to go with this one because if you look at the rate of return over the last 10 years, it's much higher than VTSA. Not much higher, but a couple percentages higher than VTSAX, but still a low expense ratio. And then I'm doing 48% to VIGAX, which is Vanguard Growth Index Fund Admiral shares. Again, this is similar where over the last 10 years, it's had a couple of percentage points higher in growth than VTSAX and the other funds that I was invested in for a lower expense ratio. So honestly, the funds that I was in before, I can't remember them all, but I remember like VMAX being on there. I can't remember the other ones, to be honest. They were like probably 8 things that they had me putting my 401k contributions to. But those expense ratios were much higher. So those were like 0.12% compared to the 0.05 that these are offering. VTSAX, I believe, is 0.04, so that was okay. But since I have that for my Roth IRA, I decided to leave it off here. And then the third thing, just the last 2%, just for a little bit of cushion, is a bond. So VBTLX, which is Vanguard Total Bond Market Index Fund Admiral Shares. And yeah, that's just 2%. This is a very low percentage of growth over the last 10 years. And I think it has a lower expense ratio. I'd have to go look. But just to not be, 100% in quote unquote riskier investments, I did the 2% of bonds. And yeah, I know right now, since I am almost 30 years old, I'm still young. I still have lots of time in the market. I am okay with being riskier. And plus, this is just one form of investment. I also don't have any individual stocks, so I like to stick with index funds. That's, typically only what's available in 401ks and stuff like that. But between everything that I'm invested in, my Roth IRA, 401k, and brokerage account, I feel like I'm pretty good where I'm at. I did want this to be a little bit more aggressive while still feeling comfortable, and I think this makes more sense because it's me paying less in fees, and over time I think I will see more growth. But yeah, figured I'd mention that since it's a relevant topic. I'm also very excited that I got my pay increase because it is awesome to be contributing more to my 401k. So per paycheck, it's about $38 extra to my 401k. Can y'all hear that? Oh my goodness. So I used to live in the city. I would say it's more of a city-like place that I lived. And the problems that I dealt with there were some like traffic noises, cars, as well as sirens, because I lived right next to a hospital. But now that I live in the suburbs, it's just constant yard work. And we have an HOA, so they're like doing the yard work for us. But I'm telling you, they come every single day. Like every single weekday, they are here, and I don't know what else they're doing, Now we can move on to my Roth IRA, which is my sole focus right now. Any cash that I have left over from my spending in the month, I am dumping to my Roth IRA, trying to max this out as quickly as possible. Last Transfer Tuesday, I reached 58% contributed, or $3,800. And since then, I have made quite a bit of progress, and that was because of payday. So I did this all on Monday, yesterday actually, but you'll see, I'm going to put up a screenshot of all 3 of the transactions that I did. This came from 3 of my checking accounts, so that's why there are multiple transactions or contributions, but I did a $700 total contribution to my Roth IRA yesterday, and that is so exciting. All of it goes into VTSAX, as I was talking about before, and this is my Roth IRA. My goal for May was to reach at least $4,000 in my Roth IRA, or like contributed so far for 2023, and I have gone beyond that at this point. I could probably do a decent chunk today, but I'm gonna do an additional $250. Not that that's not a decent chunk, but I feel like I could do more. But just to play it safe, I'm going to do an additional $250 to my Roth IRA for this video. And that's just going to come from my main checking account. This is just money that I still have left in my account from payday, as well as I've been getting some like random payouts from sponsorships or affiliate sales. So definitely more in my checking account than I prefer to be in there. Today's also the day where Marcus by Goldman Sachs also pulls out. I have it set up to pull out all the cash for my sinking funds. So I always have to remember that because it's like $350, but still should be good. So we're gonna do VTSAX, $250. And this is definitely not it for the month. So I'm gonna get my YouTube paycheck, and then I'll get my second paycheck. So I expect to be contributing quite a bit more in May to my Roth IRA, which I'm very grateful to say. And it's crazy, the difference in my finances compared to even just a year ago. So I will put a screenshot of that in progress. And now let's look at the summary of everything. All right, so over the last week, really today and yesterday, I have contributed $950 to my Roth IRA. I have now funded 73% of the max for 2023, or $4,750, and I still can contribute $1,750. As I always say, that is very, very exciting. The more that I can contribute to my Roth IRA this month, the less that I have to do in June, of course, to finish maxing it out. And then that means I can start focusing on my emergency fund, or just my savings. So I'm definitely going to start increasing. Once I finish my Roth IRA, everything's going to start going to my savings. And I'll probably be talking about that more in Transfer Tuesday videos, because that's really the plan. Quite a bit going on for today's Transfer Tuesday, but thank you so much for joining me. Please comment down below what you did to move your money in the right direction. Otherwise, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one.